Hey beautifuls, Hannah from Reality Awareness here. Welcome to my page, to my live stream. If this is your first time to watching me, please comment below and let me know where you're from in the world. I would love to know where you're from. And I'm diving into this energy update. There's big things happening and there's big things coming and everybody can feel it, and I really want to speak to this because there's some people who are like really flying and everything's amazing. And then there's some other people that are just falling, may I say it, the fuck apart, right? And I really want to speak to this because there's a lot that have been feeling it and there's a lot I want to say to it. And I would love to know how you guys are feeling. Hello, everybody's jumping on. Awesome. So I did a post in my Reality Awareness support group yesterday because I was feeling it so distinctly, and then I was like, is this just me or is this other people as well? So there was like many of you that commented on that post in there, and that is why I'm jumping on live. I'm going through my own stuff of my own foundational shifts. There's some big things happening in my life right now, and I'm just, if I feel a little bit off, that would be why. I'm not ready to share what's going on just yet, but I do want to speak to the energy, and because I'm not alone in what's happening on a collective, of course it's affecting us personally differently, but we're all feeling it, right? So let me share this as always, and then I'm going to jump in here and read some of these comments and see if you guys can relate, because I think that some of you can already. So let's see if it will let me share this from here. And I'm kind of glad that I asked because I wasn't going to come live, but so many of you were like yes, and I'm like, okay, gotta talk about this. Gotta talk about this. Okay, gonna have to share this one from here. All right, so let me know how you guys are feeling. If you guys are feeling it and you're like, like it just, I'll describe what it feels like in a minute, right? It's very, very distinct feeling. I just concentrate and do this. I'm good at multitasking, but if I do one thing at a time, I can be more focused. Here we go. Not sure why it doesn't let me. Sometimes it lets me share from Facebook and sometimes I have to do it from my phone. So who knows what that's about. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, everybody. I saw you jumping live. Kelly, Clarissa, Hector. There's more of you. Let me bring this live stream up. Tammy. So Tammy says, I'm feeling big change coming, but I have good energy for it. Yes, awesome. All right. So let's have a look here. So what I'm going to do is bring up the post that I did yesterday in the group. I'm going to get myself comfortable. Does anyone else sit cross-legged on their chair? I feel like I'm sitting on the floor all the time because I prefer that. My next desk is going to be one of those ones that can stand up or move down. You know, the standing up desks. And sitting down, you can lower it and higher it. Higher it? No, that's not the word. Anyway, you guys get it. All right, good morning. Okay, so first of all, what I want to share about, so what I posted yesterday, I said in the group, I said it feels like you get prepared. Like get prepared like in a big way, right? Like lift off or something, but with also immense change, like huge change coming. And as I said in the group, like I know we've all felt this in the past, but is anyone else feeling it and the need to get prepared in any way, shape or form? Now, everything I speak about on this live stream, I'm not doing it from like, let's get into fear and all this stuff's gonna happen. Like the reason we are intuitive, the reason we are empaths, the reason we feel everything is so that we can actually get prepared. It's a bit like being shown a vision or something and it's like, oh my God, that's like a bad thing, right? And this is where the psychics get the bad reps and blah, 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 blah. But what happens is we're getting shown this information. We're getting shown and we feel these things, right? Hey Amanda, hey Alison, we feel all these things and we're showing these things and events happening and blah, 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 so that we can get prepared, right? Now, the bad things will happen, or it'll seem bad if you're not paying attention to what your intuitive message is, to everything we're being shown and why we're being shown that, so we can get prepared, right? Now, what does that mean? Well, there's a lot of things going on in the world, as you guys know, right? There's a lot of like the virus stuff, and like apparently that's spreading and everything, and the thing that's spreading about it is the fear, right? Now, if you're feeling like, eek, like what's going on, know that you're feeling that collective fear. Now, as I always say, if we are feeling world events really deeply, so for example, Kobe and his family and the other families die, and everybody's feeling that grief like really badly, right? Really strong, like they're grieving, they're bawling their eyes out, right? And they didn't even know the person, or like, do you know what I mean? But they're feeling that grief, or the fires, and it's really affected them, and they're feeling the grief. Like, the thing that I really want to stress about here, guys, is that when we feel something like that grief example, right? We feel that so strongly because we have unfelt grief in our heart, and it gives us an opportunity to release that grief, okay? So just like, the fear, and it's like if you're feeling the fear, like the collective fear, it means that you've got fear sitting in your body and you need to release that, okay? So these world events can help us heal and grow and shift by recognizing that it's not like so much about the event itself, but about what's sitting in our energy field that is an energetic match to that, and that's why we're feeling it so much. Okay? Now, if we look at every event like this to heal and grow and evolve for ourselves, that is going to help the collective. It's a bit like when I share for my clients and for my students that are training to be healers, right? When we look at every single client as a reflection of us, and we do the internal shadow work to deeply integrate that, they shift, we shift, and we attract different clients, and we continue to keep growing, right? When we look at every world event as a reflection of what's being stored in our body and look at it and shifting like that, and if you're like super honed in and focused on it, like there's a reason for that. So the fires, maybe you're healing like from the witch hunts, getting burnt, and all that sort of stuff. Maybe there's unfelt grief from when someone else passed away and you haven't actually dealt with that grief, and so you're looking at the fires and you're bawling your eyes out. You don't really know why, but you do. But it's actually the grief from the buried loved ones that you haven't actually grieved, right? So when we look at it like that, and whatever we're feeling is valid, doesn't matter what the, quote unquote trigger is that we're focusing on, when we really allow ourselves to feel our feelings, that's like the core of it, okay? You're a breath of fresh air. Hello, Lorraine. Yes, you're so welcome. All right, so what everyone's feeling, I'm just gonna randomly go through some of these comments in here from the post yesterday, and just give me some love hearts or some yep, that's so me, or nah, that's not how I'm feeling. So some people are saying feel like a roller coaster, high one day, down the next, past hurts are coming up and out. All the emotions that were attached to these memories are coming out, right? And all preparing me for the big change. I do feel like it's liftoff is coming. And I really want to speak about this liftoff feeling, because everybody's feeling that in particular, and I want to share what that is, right? So, yeah, lots of purging coming up. Heart was pulsating all day, very heavy today, need to purge, need to get ready. Not feeling it, but keep thinking it. I'm on high alert, fight or flight is switched on, yeah, and we're going to do something to switch that off in a moment. So feeling nauseous, breathing is helping, okay, because our breath is the thing that connects us back to the true source, yeah. So lots of purging, feeling anxious, waking up from very intense dreams. Who's been having very intense, very vivid dreams, waking up nightmares, really bad things happening in dreams? And what I really want to point out about that is they are your fears being shown to you. Yeah, nightmares and any bad stuff happening in vivid dreams and you wake up freaking out, they're your fears. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah, intense knowing dreams. Yeah, growing so fast and lifting off. Yes. Things coming up and out, grief and gut wailing, getting triggered out of nowhere, nausea, headaches, sleep troubles, The usual tools are not effective. Dreams with travel, gardenias, snakes, people not listening when I tell them we have to go. The car is ready and packed, but they keep doing weird stuff like building robots and odds and ends. Kind of interesting, right? Yeah, extremely strange dreams. Yeah, I'm really grounded. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Feels so big sometimes I can barely catch my breath, and the tears have been unbelievable, happening exactly this time, but to be honest, probably the worst last year in April. Yeah, okay. Not enjoying it at all. It's not nice feeling this stuff, right? Okay, so commitment to my divine self and my purpose. Yes, I'm so on and off with this. It's frustrating, and spirit, if I don't choose a side or commit or don't commit, I just might explode. I know it's like this way, this way, this way. What's happening, right? But I really want to share, and I just wrote a blog about this too. It was so strong, and I've been meaning to write this for ages, and I'm like, right, stop putting these things off, Hannah, just do them. Talk about putting things off, right? So I just wrote a blog, and it's literally on, like, if you think your purpose is about serving other people, you're going to literally kill yourself. Like, and I'm like, when I say kill myself, I probably should have written, like, kill your soul, like your soul's gonna die. Like, that's probably what I should have written, not just it's gonna kill you. Literally, like, you know, people get resentful, burnt out, frustrated, and they're like, I have to do this purpose work and serve these people, and I want to, and you know, it's kind of like there's sort of this built up resentment, and I'm like, guys, like a lot of people will tell you, and the spiritual whole thing is like, you have to serve others and love your neighbor and all this shit, and it's like, man, people don't even love themselves. How can they love somebody else, right? They can't even look after themselves. How can they freaking save the world, right? A lot of spiritual people and a lot of people are in this space, yeah? I totally noticed and got the same message yesterday. Yeah, self first, oxygen mask first. If you haven't got your shit together, how can you be helping other people? Now, little side note. Again, it's a fine line, and I kept saying this in the blog. It is a fine, distinctive line between serving other people and actually serving yourself. If you're not taking care of the basic essentials and everything you need to do to look after yourself, you are going to burn out. You're going to get resentful. You're going to be emotional. You're going to be hating on life because you're not doing you first. Your life purpose is not about serving others if you haven't tended to yourself first. There is a fine line and a discipline to being able to care for other people, but you can't do that on an empty tank. Now, that doesn't just apply to self-care. Okay, that applies to your money, that applies to your home, that applies to car, that applies to relationship, that applies to every single area of your life. This is why in the divine steps to 12 divine steps to awakening your life purpose, number 1 is honesty in every single area of your life. If you haven't watched the 12 divine steps to awakening your life purpose, please send me a message. I'll send you the link. It's free, right? There is like life-changing trainings in there, right? Divine step number 1 is a spider web, and it's got every single area of your life on that space: mental, emotional, physical, money, house, car, clothes, whatever it is. If you are not tending to yourself first, you are going to burn out. You are going to get sick. Yeah, Kat says she's been sick for months. People please. Yes. Okay. It is so important. Okay. So when you're like, what do I do? Gotta do this. It's like, stop. Have you put your oxygen mask on yourself today? If you haven't, do that, and then you can serve the world. And then, you know what I mean? Like, this is the thing where a lot of people miss this. Okay. Now, I'm not talking to people who are really clear on their purpose and they've got their shit together and they've done all this, because they're usually the people that are already helping other people find their purpose and do this work, right? But if you're struggling and you're like, I don't know what's going on, Hannah, like, seriously, if you haven't sorted your life out, if you've got skeletons in the closet, you need to tend to them. And again, it's not about being perfect and the perfect healer and the perfect coach and the perfect thing. No, because nobody is perfect. You wait till you really get your shit together before you do like purpose work, like serve others. You won't ever get to that point, right? But there is a fine line, as I keep saying, it's a very fine, disciplined line to being able to care for yourself in every area of your life and help others at the same time. Now, I really want to define that life purpose does not involve, life purpose isn't just about serving other people. Your life purpose might not be about serving other people at all. Your life purpose might be serving the planet in some other way. Your life purpose might just be serving yourself and your immediate family. You have to really, really remember this. It's not called life purpose for no reason. Life means all of those things on the spider web in your life first. Many people want to save the world, but they can't even save themselves. Okay? Can't stress that enough. So when you feel like you're being pulled in 10 million different directions, if you haven't tended to yourself, usually that's when you feel like that. Usually there's something that wants to come through you to serve you first, then it will serve the people. If you're trying to do this and this and this and you're like, what's going on? It's like, stop all that. Let it come through you. Do you first. This is you doing you first. And then it goes out to the world. Not the other way around. You'll just be full of other people's shit. And that's probably why you feel like that as well, right? So, self first. Okay, so this is what Annie had said. It's about committing to my commitment, to my purpose, and I'm so off and on with this, da, 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 right? This is the energy that's the moment, yeah? This lift-off feeling. I really want to talk to this in a minute. So how do you know if you have your shit together? I dreamed of right bananas. I'm wondering if too much too fast. Okay, hang on a second. I'm wondering if I'm wanting too much too fast now. It's only too much too fast if you feel like you can't hold the capacity of it, right? So the thing is, like, expanding your purpose and expanding your energy and being able to do your purpose work and have your shit together at the same time, right? Again, it's a fine line here. There's a distinction about that, right? Not having any, I should say, having your shit together. Another words for that is conscious awareness of every area of your life has conscious awareness on it. It's not hid in the shadows. It's not being not looked at, like your finances. And if your finances in a disarray and a mess, or your relationships are in turmoil and you're just blocking it out and we've got to serve the world, like, but your relationships are like falling apart, like that sort of thing is having your shit together. More about, let's change those words, having your shit together is a conscious awareness in every area of your life. Do you have an energetic grounding on all these areas, or is there some that you've just like, nah, I'm not looking at that, I'm just going to do this, right? Meanwhile, the anchor's been pulling you down back here and you're wondering why you can't go forward, right? So let me go through the rest of these comments. Okay, so yes, I even asked my angels what's going on. I was really needing peace, so don't allow myself to get distracted. There's still things that need to get organized, like, but the worry is getting a load off my mind. So this is the thing, right? When you're trying to do these things, you're like, what's going on? It's like looking at, like, when you feel like that, there's something that you're really not tending to first. Usually something to do with yourself, right? So when you're not tending to yourself first, that's when you feel like that. Like I said, you'd be bringing in everyone else's energy when you haven't even tended to your own, yeah? So, so sick and nauseous, emotions are freaking crazy, up and down, sleep is out of whack, da-da-da-da-da. So, woke up today looking for my partner who wandered out trying to find my mum, like a strange, like just all this stuff, right? Emotional, lots of entities, lots of darkness, lots of distractions, yeah? Nightmares, like I said before, really vivid dreams, nightmares, lots of activity in the sky. I feel like things are being shaken up and change is happening. Yes. Just unlocked my door today to let the abundance of money through. Yes. Awesome. Yes, big time. I feel like I've had all the signs. Yep. Number 5 today as well. Yes. Trust and hold on softly. Yes. Not tightly, as I know that will all be okay and revealed. Yes. It's like this, like, I gotta hold it together. Yeah. Gotta get prepared. Yes, the change had come. Yes, there's lots of people agreeing and feeling this way, and this is why I'm doing this live stream, yeah? So huge change to come or in the process. Yes, this is on your card it shows. Yes, get prepared, right? But no idea what for. Like, we're like, what's going on, yeah? Okay. So everything is happening, fluidity, but at the same time, it's like launch, check off, but everything's like, but hang on a sec, yeah? Already feels like a shift and a change rising. Okay, so let me speak to this in a big way. Okay, so do you guys remember? I think it was end of November, beginning of December last year, and I said that I just watched, what's her name, Pam Leo's astrological report thing. It was like on the full moon or something. It was about the new moon and it was about the full moon or something, right? End of November, roughly. And she had mentioned in there, which I found extremely fascinating, and I'm going to say it again, because I watched her thing yesterday. I'm like, what is actually going on, right? And the one thing that I pulled out of it, I was like, wow, that's right. This was happening. So everyone's like, it's like a lift off. It's like this, like, got to be prepared. And, you know, and so there's a couple of things that she'd said in there that made total sense. So number one, going back to end of November, she had said that our solar system, so all our planets in our solar system were traveling through space or whatever, right? This is not her words, this is how I understood it. So it's like moving through the universe as it is, yeah? Now, there's like a bubble, or what I think is like an aura around our entire solar system, yeah? And this is a magnetic field. This is the magnetic field around our solar system traveling through the universe and space, yeah? Now, what she'd said back then is that we're moving into a place in the universe where the magnetic cloud is actually, the magnetic layer or whatever, the magnetic aura is actually being lifted off our solar system. So no longer do we have a magnetic field around our solar system, whatever we're moving into in the universe, whatever, we no longer have that magnetic field. So when you really think and feel into something like we're lifting off, like if you can really, like for me personally, when I think of a magnet, I feel like a magnet is heavy, yeah? And when we think about that as a magnetic field, and I know that has like, you know, things that it's serving our, I don't know, the laws of gravity or something, right? Because I was even questioning back then, I'm like, but how would like the laws of the universe, the laws of Earth work, like the laws of gravity and stuff? How would that change? Or how would things, because isn't things work on the magnetic field? Doesn't the law of attraction work on a magnetic field? You know what I mean? Like these are questions that I've been asking. Now, when everybody says like, yeah, this lifting off, got to get ready, it's kind of like, for me personally, I'm like, that's right, the freaking magnetic field has been lifted off. Now, when we really think about that, right, it's like our aura has been ripped off. Now, the other thing that she had said, Pam Leo had said on her astro report thing, I can't remember again her exact words, but she had said there's this, she didn't say frequency band, but there's literally like a band of light around our Earth at the moment, and it is pouring, pulsating, whatever her words are, all this light being emitting into our Earth. Now, she said the only way that you can receive this is if you are taking time out to consciously meditate and ask for it and receive. Like, again, these are not her words, but I was like, oh, well, this makes total sense, right? How many of us are actually taking the time out to do that, or are we feeling so busy and frantic and like, oh my God, like this feeling is what it feels like to not have the magnetic heavy cloud here. This whole, like, it's coming and stuff. My personal opinion on that is that this is a new vibration that we're like, we're raising our vibration, yeah, without the magnetic density of that field anymore. Does that make sense? Like, this makes total sense to me, right? And I knew I was drawn to watching that for a reason. Everyone's like, yes, it's happening. Now, in the process of that, yeah, so how can we really accept and acknowledge and bring this in? We need to switch off that flight or fight brain, okay? So let me take you through a mini process right now to be able to do that. It's very simple, it's very fast, okay? And this is the first thing that you need to do. And then, if you really want to receive these light upgrades that are available to everyone right now, I highly encourage you to take a minimum 10 minutes, 20 minutes is ideal, every single day to sit down on your mat, on your cushion, on the floor, on your couch, whatever. Sit and consciously, like still mind meditation, not a guided meditation that will take you down a path and whatever. They're awesome. However, I feel personally the most powerful meditation practices are a still mind meditation. Now you'd be like, Hannah, my mind does not stop. And I'm like, guys, a still mind meditation, the purpose is to not stop your thought. Like to try and stop thought is kind of, would drive ourselves insane, right? The purpose of a still mind meditation is to be able to become the observer of the thoughts. Not detached, not feeling, but just being conscious of what your mind is doing. Now this takes practice, yes. But there is so much power in mastering your reality if you can master and become a conscious observer of every thought that passes your mind. Now, this also helps to become more conscious of your energy, and when you're carrying somebody's energy, when your mind's going into this spin and what's going on, like, okay, let's first of all flick off that flight or fight. Okay, now the fastest way to do this, I'm sure there's other methods in the world, of course, but a really, really fast method is we're going to do this practice where we're going to breathe through our nose for 4 counts. We're going to hold the breath for 4 counts. Now, just tuning into your own body, if that's too long, just obviously don't hold your breath. And then we're going to breathe out through our mouth like we're blowing through a straw for 8 counts. You'll feel like it's hard to blow out, right? For 8. Breathe in, 4. Hold, 4 counts. Out for 8. Seven, 8. Breathe in through your nose, 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts, or you can breathe straight out. 8. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 8. Breathe in for 4. Hold, or you can breathe straight out. Out for 8. In for 4. Hold for 4, or breathe straight out. Out for 8. One more. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 8. Return to your normal breath. Now that process actually flicks off and returns yourself like back to homeostasis, out of the flight or fight. Okay? Now, that practice is something that I would recommend doing. So even if you weren't doing it still mind meditation to receive these upgrades, you could be doing that practice, yeah? 4, 4, 8. Yeah? Now, like I said, it switches off the flight or fight. So when we are not in the fight or flight, we're able to receive more. So when we're in fight or flight, we're in fear. What happens when we're in fear and we're feeling that vibrating? We're going to attract more. What are we going to attract, guys? More fearful experiences. Yeah? When we are in that state of homeostasis, we feel at peace, we feel safe. When we feel safe, we receive more because we're vibrating differently, meaning we're also going to receive a whole different reality. So this practice is imperative if you want to shift your reality. I teach this in Trust Intuition. Yeah? That breath is like the savior breath. Now, as I teach in Trust Intuition, when I'm, stressed out or I'm running around and I'm going crazy, all I do is I will do this a few times, the out breath, longer, because then automatically it kicks me back into that, oh, that's right. And I return back to that breath more regularly than not, right? But you have to practice. Anything done consistently amplifies, of course, right? We get better as we practice. So when you're running around stressed out, start breathing out, and then remember, you're like, oh, that's right. Okay, breathe in. Hold. Now, some people might be like, well, how many times do you do that? And I'm like, you do that until you feel better. Okay? So I just want to say something too. So, but when you say, Kimberly, I'm burping like crazy, like for 2 weeks, just got it under control. Now, there's lots of things obviously that go on physically with lots of burping, but when we are clearing energy, it is very normal as well to burp. Now, the way to consciously burp is to really feel into, like, not just burp, 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 and you're like, what's going on? It's like, oh, what energy am I shifting out? Let me feel this a bit more consciously to really shift this out, and maybe it wouldn't go on for 2 weeks sort of thing, right? So really bring that conscious awareness back to this self, yeah? What's going on? Oh, okay, how deep is that actually? Let me dive in there consciously and really shift this out, okay? Take time out to consciously sit there with it, and it will shift faster, okay? So the other thing that I wanted to share about that is, so this, like, you know, taking off, lift off energy. The other thing I wanted to share about this, okay, is just on the be prepared thing. And I say this again, not to spread fear. However, for quite some time, many people have predicted things in the world and huge things of land collapsing off, and that's been, you know, that prediction's been there for quite some time, and obviously that hasn't happened yet. Now, as we continue to move into the future, as a now, you know, whatever future that is, right? Things are starting to get shaken up, right? And it's just really important when you hear this or you get this, you know, be prepared energy. It's kind of like, be prepared for what? Now, you might not know what to be prepared for. However, there are a couple of things to be prepared for. For example, you want to step into your purpose work and you want to help other people, but you're feeling burnt out. Get prepared, and be prepared is about tending to yourself first. Be prepared is about tending to your money, your finances, your energy, your house, whatever it is. Everything I spoke about before, if you're not tending to self first, be prepared. Tend to yourself first. Get that all sorted, right? Now, it doesn't mean that if you start getting clients or you start building your business at the same time, doesn't mean that you can't do that, okay? But if you feel resentful and angry because you haven't tended to this thing you know you need to do in your life first, that's when you need to say, yes, maybe next week I need to do this first, right? There's the boundaries there, okay? Tending to self first. So be prepared is that sort of a thing. What do you need to do to be prepared in your own awareness, like all of that, okay? Now, the other part about this is be prepared. Say, for example, if there was a natural disaster in your area, what are the things that you wish you would be prepared for? Now, I'm not talking about, you know, stressing out and going and buying all this food and spending all your money on it and then going, what did I do that for? Now I can't pay rent. Like, no, I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm talking about, what would I need? Well, you know, maybe there's an emergency box, like a first aid kit, or, you know, some water and some, you know, dehydrated foods, or I don't know, whatever you eat, right? But in an emergency kit. So if you did have to pick up and evacuate from your house, what would that look like? What would be the things that are most important to you? So that if something ever happened, you're not running around like a frantic lunatic, headless chook, freaking out and then like in shock and then realizing, oh my God, I wish I'd taken that thing, right? And again, I'm not saying this to put people into fear or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, when there's this be prepared, you know, big changes coming, like energetically, that might all be it. Like that might all, that is, right? However, everybody knows do internal, metaphysical, spiritual, energetic work, eventually the physical reality has a shift too. That's how we change our life. Now, on a collective level, on a global scale, there's a lot of people doing these like internal work, and it kind of reaches a tipping point at some point, and then something's got to shift, okay? Again, I'm not doing this to spread fear, but I'm also saying, you know, like if you had to get in the car and drive in your car? Do you have a full tank of fuel most of the time when you're just sitting at home? Do you have like, do you know what I mean? Right? Just have a whatever. Again, it's not out of fear. Okay? This is about being intuitively prepared. Now, if you're in an area where that's just never going to happen, well, you don't need to stress about it, okay? But if you're getting that feeling about what am I needing to be prepared for, is there unfinished things in your life that you need to do that have been tapping you on the shoulder, or you've been feeling resentful because you haven't been able to get to them because you've been too busy with other people or whatever? Set some boundaries and start to tend to yourself first, okay? Now, can't stress this enough, guys, that this light that is being infiltrated into the planet, and I feel like this will be here, I don't know, like intuitively it's just heard June, it'll be quite strong, and this energy of this like, right, if you can imagine a skin, like a layer of skin coming off, like this magnetic field coming off, it's going to feel like a bit of an adjustment. There'll be new energies that we're feeling. It will be like, but actually what if that is just the vibration shifting to a higher frequency as normal, and it's up to us to stabilize this in our system. Now, what that looks like to you might be different. It might be moving house, might be changing your diet, might be tending to yourself first and forgetting about the world for a minute. It might be other things, okay? That's going to look different to other people, to everybody, okay? But I can't stress enough that when you can allow yourself to be receiving these high frequency bandwidths of light and actually training your body to receive it, and like, this is the new normal and this is my new vibration and I'm a higher frequency of light now and I'm choosing to embody this. I'm choosing to let this light in and be my normal frequency of vibration. Yeah? Now there's something else I was going to share about that. Okay. So, as you guys know, I had shared the Turkey prediction stuff, the world prediction back on the 5th of January, and I got April, May, I think I got, end of April, May. And I feel like there'll be other things before then. So, and I've been feeling that, and then I saw this post come up at the top of my feed as when I'm needing to see something, Spirit will show me. And there was this astrologer that was sharing about the 19th, I think it was like 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th of February, or was it 18, 19, 20 of February? Something like that, okay? Which is next, well, middle of the month, okay? Now, they said that it was kind of an interesting post and it caught my attention because they had a photo of the World Trade Centers, yeah? That with the planes going into it. And they said that it is very interesting, and again, he was also sharing, this is not to spread fear. However, this is the astrological lineup that had the same astrological lineup, like coming up on the 19th, 20th February, that had the same astrological lineup as when the World Trade Centers got hit. Now, take that information and do with it what you please. However, if there is a big world shakeup, and it's just so interesting to me that the China virus thing has really kind of caught a lot of people's attentions and spreading a lot of fear. It just makes me wonder what they're building up to. As I always say, what's going on behind the scenes when we're being shown and focusing all that energy into this certain thing when they're actually doing something else behind the scenes. Now, there's already a lot of conspiracy theories going on about that virus. However, again, I'm sharing this get prepared energy message because whether it's to do with your own personal life. Now, I want you to also be aware that if you tune into it for yourself, and this is where I'm like, trust intuition, tune into what's right for you. If you tune in this get prepared, be prepared energy, big change, actually I do feel like I need to be ready and have my car full of fuel and, have some food and water and stuff, just if, there's something, a power outage or something, maybe that does feel right for me, honey, I do need to do that. Then you need to trust that. Now, on the other hand, if you're like, I feel pretty safe, I don't feel like I need to do any of that, Hannah. And that's cool, right? But then you're like, I got this burning urge to finish this project. And I'm like, good, can you do that? Because let's say for, example, that something did big happen in the world. And you as a healer or whatever you're doing in your business or project is actually something that's going to support, say, the fallout of something collapsing, for example, then you'll wish that you'd want to focus your energy over here, not like, oh shit, what's going to happen, right? Now, you will know in yourself too where you're being pulled. Is it to a project and you feel safe in your home and in your environment and your country and whatever, and you feel like, I'm all good, Hannah. I feel really good, and like I just need to get this project done, right? You really need to focus on that, because you don't know how that's going to support, say, this event or people awakening or whatever it is long term. But you'll be glad that you trusted your intuition rather than bought into the fear of everything that's being shown on the media, for example. Okay? This is where really honing and mastering your craft and your energy and your purpose work really comes into play. Now, I said project. That also might mean just tending to your life rather than thinking you need to save the world. Because tending to you is what's going to save the world, as I always say, right? So let me know if this has helped. And Kelly, you had just shared then about hiccups. Now, hiccups is, just looking in the book, is from memory. You're like, what are you not saying? Like you're trying to, got something you want to say. Hiccups, difficulty expressing your true feelings to people close to you. Confusion about decision making. A conflict between deep desire to please others and a need to rebel about doing your own thing. What did we just talk about on this live stream? Right? How interesting, yeah? A conflict between a deep desire to please others and a need to rebel and do your own thing. I think that that's a pretty collective energy, right? And it's kind of like really, again, deciphering this energy where I said to you guys, I'm like, are you being pulled in different directions and you're feeling overwhelmed, burnt out because you're not doing what's right for you? And like, you have to remember, guys, that when you tend to you have more energy. And then when you're full, then you're like, oh, you naturally can help others and you do it effortlessly. Like, do you know what I mean? But a lot of people get it around the other way. And I've done this in the past and learned from it in a big, big way, right? It's so important we do this first rather than other way around. I feel like it's collective at the moment, big time. Yep. Yeah, okay, so Janaea says as well, been getting the same message all year, get and be better prepared. Yes, I feel a little physical preparation, but mostly being energetically prepared. Yes, to be able to hold my energy as calm within the storm. Yes, love comes in when I write this. Yes, exactly, right? It's like, is all this like freaking out physically? It's like, no, if you can really think like on a solar system, like a whole entire solar system has, you know, the magnetic field is lifted off. That's a very different energy frequency from what we've been used to for how long, right? Forever, probably. I don't know, probably a long time. So when we're like, yeah, something's coming, it's like, no, this is just a new energy. We need to stabilize it. This is normal. So all these predictions and everything, is it just huge energetic consciousness, collective consciousness shifts? Because when we really look at the truth of who we are in a being is pure utter consciousness. And everyone's awakening to greater consciousness of itself. Everything, consciousness is becoming conscious of itself. Yeah? It's an energy frequency that we're needing to ground in our 3D physical bodies. Yeah? You're so welcome, Kelly. I guess that tells me. Yeah. All right, guys. If you think this can help somebody, please tag them in the comments, or you can share it in a private message with them. Hey, Shannon. If you're watching on YouTube, you can press the like and remember to subscribe to my channel if you like more updates as they become available. And your personal intuitive healer is open for applications. This is where you have me by your side as your personal intuitive healer, deep diving into whatever it is that is going on. Of course, these are intuitive healing sessions. There's 6 one-on-one immersion days. This is where we spend a whole entire day together in person, intuitively deciphering and going through whatever it is in any area of your life. So if you know that this is what you have needed because online just doesn't do it for you, please send me a private message or email me if you're on my email list, because this is by application only. So you can send me a message for more details, and I shall see you guys soon when the next energy update or information becomes available that you must hear, that comes through me so strongly, just like today. You're so welcome, Demi. Love you guys.